What's going on, guys? I'm Alberto Garcia, and welcome to possibly your first ever taste of Cuban Theory, a show where two dudes take on the world of sports and other topics that end up coming to mind. Okay, Carson Wentz. It's a lot.
It's it's I mean it's you look at it like I look at it in the same light as like the Matthew Stafford trade. Like
True.
um
So, what's interesting about it though is I read on Twitter today that apparently Carson Wentz did not speak to Doug Peterson, his head coach, for 8 to 10 weeks.
I mean that does that surprise you though? Like I don't know that I
Well,
don't know that
kind of.
I don't know that that surprises me though, and this is why, right? Philadelphia is at a very rocky slope. The last, what would you say? I mean, two
True.
years. Carson Wentz going down with injuries, Nick Foles coming in playing. It's always kind of been a question. They've never really trusted. They've never really trusted the process there.
Mm.
So I could definitely see some disgruntled feelings there. I could definitely see that being an issue. But I mean, at the end of the day, like you're getting paid millions of dollars.
Yep.
If it's some petty shit, then there's some serious issues.
See, the last time Carson Wentz was the passing leader for the Eagles was Monday, November 30th against the Seahawks, right?
Yeah,
Every other time Hurts was the starting quarterback and passing leader. So the last time their last regular season game was January 3rd,
yeah.
right? So within that means they didn't even speak during the regular season, which is kind of interesting because how do they know that they're gonna want to trade him anyway? It's like there had to been some communication between their agent and Doug Peterson, or agent and the team, or the GM, or
Yeah,
stuff going on.
I
But
would
like,
assume so. I would assume that there was conversations of it going on. If not, it wasn't early in the season. It was already a conversation. Like that's something that a lot of people don't take into consideration. I mean, they could have been talking about trading him at the beginning of the season, and the trade just never went down, and the team never came in that really wanted him. Because, quite
hmm
frankly, like, I mean, there's a lot of teams out there I think that are going to be in the quarterback hunt shortly. I mean, Pittsburgh with Big Ben. Ben, you're
yeah,
getting old. Like, there's, there. Philip Rivers is okay, but like, you have the greatest offensive line, in my opinion, in the game right now. I mean, that offensive line, that performance that they put against my Bills defense, that was supposed to be one of like the best pass rushing defenses and other
true.
defenses in the
And they beat the
league,
Packers.
and they be like that offensive line is elite.
Very good. Very true.
And for you to not be successful behind them, I mean, because let's face it, the games that they won were not good in the
It was
offensive on
very,
the
very
offensive side.
tough in the trenches, just very close or just nail biting.
And the teams
Very
that they were
true.
playing were not good. They had the easiest schedule, in my opinion, in 2020. And
Yeah.
with an offensive line like that, I think you get a quarterback. Maybe Carson Wentz is the answer, but at the end of the day, you look at what the trade situation is. The pick changes from a second round pick to a first round pick depending on how he performs. Does he
Yep.
go in and completely screw the Colts? Does he go in and get injured in the second game of the year?
He's
Maybe.
very prone to injury, man. That guy
Very
takes a
prone to
lot of
injury.
hits. See, what's interesting about that, what you're talking about the offensive line, Carson Wentz last year was sacked 50 times.
Yeah.
Dude,
You can't let a quarterback get
five
sacked
zero,
50 times.
50 times. How do you get hit by a grown man at full speed 50 times and not get hurt
I
and
think
not
it's
want to
always
leave?
I think that's always been a question that I've always asked. And I get that the padding and the helmets have came so far. But you see some hits in the NFL and it's like, my God. Like
People don't realize, dude.
you take those all the time. And it's not just the
I'm.
games, you take them in
Mm-mm,
practice. You take
yep.
them in training camp. You take them in I mean it's every day, you know?
Just the recovery too, dude. Like getting hit by an NFL linebacker is like, I think a sports science thing I watched a long time ago was talking about how it's like equivalent to getting hit by a car at 20 miles an hour.
Yeah, I mean it's like getting hit by a truck. I mean these dudes are brick shit houses now. I mean,
Dude, and they're massive, dude. The amount of science, the protein, the workouts, and everything that goes behind these things to make these guys just elite athletes is
yeah,
incredible. More than anything than we've ever seen. Where you watch like the old videos of like how like the old football, this and that. Those guys were just normal dudes that just playing hard. This now is just science, dude.
are big. Yeah, I mean, big dudes. T.J. Watt, J.J. Watt, Aaron Darnold,
Freak of nature.
Myles Garrett. I mean, these are big guys. I mean, these are
And
big guys hitting
yeah.
you at big speeds. I mean, it's insane. I don't know how you do it. And again, it could have been that he could have taken 25 sacks and said, "Guys, get me the fuck out of here!" Like I've
Put
done.
Jalen Hurts in that bitch, bro. I don't care.
I don't give a fuck. Get me out of here, bro. I don't want to be
That's
here.
funny. So
I
Jalen Hurts, you
mean,
want to play, bro? Go ahead, man. That's
I'm
another
out of
50
here,
sacks
man.
I ain't got to worry about.
Yeah,
That's funny, but see with the Colts, how you're talking about how good they were. They gave up 19 with a quarterback like Philip Rivers, right? That man just is a statue. That man does not move, and if he
that
does
man
move,
is
it's because he's
awful.
getting sacked or throwing it away.
He's
So
awful
Philip,
too.
so
Awful.
he, he wasn't that bad,
You ever watch that guy throw the ball? Like you watch that
dude.
guy throw the football. It's the
He has the
weirdest
weirdest
fucking
throwing
thing I've
motion.
ever seen, and it looks like it even just looks weak. Like it when he throws it, it even looks weak. And now the thing is that you look at again, we talk about the freak of natures as the time is progressing. Now you have guys like Josh Allen, and still like
65-yard bombs, dude.
yeah, I mean, you're
From
talking him and
Patrick Mahomes, Russell
Patrick
Wilson,
Mahomes, Russell
Moonball.
Wilson's. Even still, you look at like Tom Brady. Tom Brady's still slinging it. Like
Aaron Rodgers needs to flick 3 fingers and that ball's going 80 yards, dude.
yeah, and
It's
that's the
stupid.
thing. If you have a guy with that kind of talent, and now you look at guys like I said, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen,
He
guys
can
that are
literally
getting
throw it
outside the pocket.
floating,
Yeah, 30
while in the
yards.
Super Bowl, side arming it and hits a dude right in the face mask.
I mean, and you're talking 30, 40 yards. These guys are freaks of nature. And that is the thing now. Yes, you need to have a mobile quarterback, but you don't need to have the running quarterback. And that's the issue.
Mm-hmm.
That's the issue that you're going to see with Kyler Murray. That's the issue that you're
Lamar
going to see
Jackson.
with Lamar Jackson, Tua. It becomes a
They're gonna
thing.
get
You see the Josh Allen numbers when he went from being a run first quarterback to a pass first quarterback. It was the same
And it
thing
was
with Patrick
big
Mahomes.
because everyone
It's
loved
huge.
it. Yeah.
It's
Everyone
huge. It's
loved when Josh Allen
exciting.
would for a run for 20
But
yards last year, and he was like the second leader in rush yards last year for his team, I think.
yeah, and
Second or third.
the thing is with that is you look at those quarterbacks now, and those are going to be your elite quarterbacks. Unfortunately, these guys that are getting older that can't move quite as well, Philip Rivers, Ben Roethlisberger,
Tom Brady,
Tom,
Aaron Rodgers,
yeah, Tom Brady,
Drew Brees. Now that he's
Drew
retired
Brees,
too.
like those guys that couldn't move, those guys that couldn't run. It's a dangerous thing. They're not able to make as many plays. You're not throwing for as many yards. You were watching Big Ben try to throw the ball at the end of the year.
It makes you grimace.
It didn't look good. It didn't look good. He was throwing balls 10, 15 yards short. It's these guys with
And
these
the time
natural
Drew
arm
Brees-
talent is
yeah.
huge. It's a huge thing. It's gonna be huge from here on out.
Yep. So now that Carson Wentz is gone, is Jalen Hurts their number one quarterback, or are they going to draft and try and cause a little bit more controversy? And I think they draft a quarterback, but super late. I don't think they go get a quarterback early. I think they need a lot. They have other things that are a lot more important right now. No
Yeah,
matter how good of a quarterback you have, if Tom Brady gets sacked 50 times on the Eagles, he's not going to be Tom Brady anymore. I mean, that's just anybody. No one's physically capable of being a successful quarterback when your entire team is just in shambles. So they need to really work on their offensive line, giving up 50 sacks. So I think they draft one of the better offensive linemen in this draft, and then draft a quarterback late, one that's good but not good enough.
yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I think unfortunately where Trevor Lawrence is going.
That's the thing I want to talk about earlier too, is if he's still even the best quarterback in this draft after his pro day, because it didn't look too hot.
It didn't
And when
look hot, but at
losing
the end of the
twice-
day, it's at the end of the day, this is the thing. The Jets need somebody. So with that being said, unfortunately, That's
and
probably
Jags.
where he's going. And the Jags.
Well, yeah, but Jaguars have the first pick, so if they take the quarterback from BYU over Trevor Lawrence, and then the Jets take Trevor Lawrence after that, that's gonna be
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah, I mean at the end of the day, I think I think if you are somebody like the Eagles, you're probably looking at like the 15, 16 quarterback down the line. Maybe Crum out of Kent State, Mills out of Stanford, some bigger guys. I mean, you're talking 6'3", 6'4" guys, 201, 214.
Yeah.
Um,
Carson Wentz is like 6'3", isn't he? He's
yeah,
huge.
you're probably gonna probably look at something like that. But you're gonna look for a guy with no prior injuries. You're gonna look for a guy that
Just a system quarterback.
just a system, yeah,
Carson Wentz
system
wanted to
quarterback.
do what he wanted to do. He wanted to make
Exactly,
his own plays how he wanted to make them, and
exactly.
Doug Peterson didn't like that. So he
Yeah,
just wants a guy who's just gonna listen to what he tells him to do and just does what he does.
yeah,
And then if it goes bad, then it makes him look bad as a quarterback.
yeah. I think Carson Wentz going to the Super Bowl that early hurt his whole
Oh
progression
yeah, for sure.
because
For sure.
when you become that, recognized as he was, which unfortunately then he ended up getting hurt, right? Like it was like
Yep.
the first quarter
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever, he ended up getting hurt.
Yeah, because it was like
But
he was
just
11-2
but
when they
just
got hurt,
making
and then
it just
Foles.
making it there and how well he played, it all of a sudden turns you into, well, I'm a quarterback that I can do whatever the fuck I want because I was
Because
11 and
I'm this
2.
good.
I'm
Yeah.
this good, and at the end of the
My
day, this
team
is
just
what it
won
is.
the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't tell me any different because I'm that fucking good. And you can't play like that. Hear so many other quarterbacks now. Like I said, it's so easy for me to use Josh Allen because I live in Buffalo, but you listen to Josh Allen talk and he's like, you have to. You listen to guys like Jim Kelly, you listen to your offensive coordinator and Brian Dable, you listen to Sean McDermott. They're giving you what you need. You
Mm.
just need to follow. And now that they gave him weapons in Stephon Diggs and and the guys around him,
Singletary, yeah.
you know, I I
Cole
mean
Beasley.
you're looking now, yeah, Cole Beasley. You're now looking at a running back and a couple of people on the defense, and you're looking at a Super Bowl run. I mean, it was close this
It could
year,
be, man. It could
but
be.
it's a Super Bowl bound thing there. But again, it's because they're all on the same page, and that
The
is
only
what
problem with the Bills,
people
I
need
think,
to.
is a lot of their teams not going to keep stay for another 2-3 years. I feel like if they're going to get it, they have to get it next year because their contracts are going to come up. Those free agencies are going to come up. It's going to be time for rookie contracts to come up. Josh Allen's contract's going to be coming up soon. Like, all these
Yeah,
things
well,
are just,
Josh
it's going to be
Josh
tough for
Allen,
them.
they already made it clear. Josh Allen is going nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
They said that Josh Allen's
Absolutely.
contract will more than likely be done this year. They're gonna get it
Hmm.
done. So um, that's exciting. But yeah, it's a system thing, and that's what a lot of these teams are gonna have to look for. The Jags, the Jets, potentially Philadelphia. You're gonna look at systems. Bring a guy in that's willing to just listen and work. Not a guy that has any sort of chip on his shoulder. You can't have that. And I think that could potentially be an issue with Carson Wentz in Indy as well. Because
Hmm.
now, what do you do with Philip Rivers now? Is Carson
Well,
Wentz your number one now?
yeah, he's going to be because Philip Rivers is gone. He's retired.
Oh yeah, I
He,
forgot that
he
Philip
officially
Rivers
retired.
retired, so that's why they
So
brought him there.
the thing is too now Frank Wright is knows Carson Wentz. So now is Carson Wentz going to be more comfortable in thinking that like, oh, he knows me and I'm just going to do what I'm going to do like I was doing when we went to the Super Bowl, or I got trust in this offensive line, so I'm just going to start hucking the ball as far as I can, and try and prove everyone wrong.
Yeah, yeah,
It's going to be
it's gonna be interesting to see.
that's going to be a big ego thing for him. I feel
Yeah,
like he's going to want to prove everyone so wrong and just have the best season he's ever had and make the Eagles look bad, like look dumb and stupid. But he might, in trying to do that, he's probably gonna screw it up. To be honest.
yeah, because I mean, what weapons does he really have there, other than the
Honestly,
offensive line?
T.Y. Hilton, uh,
T.Y. Hilton.
Pettis, T.Y. Hilton, Dante Pettis. I'm pretty sure is that. And who's that rookie that was playing really well for the
But again, it's not
Colts?
like you're going to the Browns.
Yeah,
where
That's
you
where
got
JJ Watt's
everybody to
most
throw
likely
to.
gonna go, man.
I don't know, man. JJ Watt was in Buffalo yesterday. I don't know what he was doing there, but he was there. He was at the mall. He was at the Sabres game. He was walking around in the Starbucks. I don't know what he was doing, but he
He's
was here for
vibing,
some
dude.
reason.
He's vibing. That's funny. So the
Yeah.
next thing I wanted to talk about too, because you know I love Aaron Jones on my Green Bay Packers, right? Apparently, a lot of talk is going around that he's not going to be around. Packers aren't going to keep him around for much longer. And I can see, because I know Jamal Williams was expected not to be with Packer anymore. So now that with Aaron Jones is going to be kind of expensive. Because if you sign him, he's going to cost some money. You know what I mean? It's going to take a hit to the salary cap, even though everyone has a $180 million salary cap, which is great. But if you have three running backs that are decent and viable, Jamal Williams touched the ball, I don't know, like so many times and didn't fumble once. I don't remember what the stat was. Aaron Jones is a very, very consistent running back. Always gets uh, yards after contact. I think his average was like 4.3 yards a carry.
I
Something
mean,
crazy. Then you
he
have
ran
AJ Dillon.
for. I mean, he ran for 1,100 yards last year.
Mm-hmm. He's very good.
So,
And then
I
AJ
mean,
Dillon obviously can carry the load, especially in the snow. His game against the Titans was crazy. That man was bulldozing kids.
yeah, I mean, you're gonna definitely be looking at a big contract there with him
So
somewhere.
I
And
think
and
I
again,
think
it's
Packers make AJ Dillon their number one running back. They draft some rookie running back late, and then let Aaron Jones go get signed and get his money from a different team,
yeah. I
from a
mean,
team that needs it.
there's a lot of teams that need a running back right now too. Like you said, the Bills need a running back.
Mm,
Um, there's teams in the NFC that need a running back really bad. Um, but I guess it also depends too. This is the question, right? And you're a Green Bay fan, so this is towards you. Do you play for the now and try to get one before Aaron Rodgers is gone, or do you just say, you know what, guys, we know where we're at. We know that he's got what
maybe
two,
3 years left.
3 years
Maybe.
left. Let's not farm the salary cap because this salary cap is huge now. I mean, this
Oh
is
yeah,
a
for
this
every
is a
team, yeah.
huge difference. I mean, there's teams that are like 100 million over the salary cap that have to cut players that you would not even see. Like teams are going to look so drastically different this year.
Mhm.
So it's that question. Do you play for the now and say, Aaron, you know what, man, we want to get you one. We're trying. We
Try
really
number
we
two.
really want to do
You
it.
need it.
Or do you say, you know what, Aaron, you're old, man. We can't do it. We
Just play
gotta
as best you
play. We gotta
can.
play
Yeah.
for. We gotta play for the next. We gotta play for the next 10 years. Because what happens when he's gone?
Jordan
Who's
Love, apparently.
who's your
The f-
who's your quarterback? Who's your guy? Who is?
Apparently they think it's Jordan Love. So
Let me tell you
we're
something, okay? Jordan Love ain't fucking selling the seats, all right, brother? Aaron Rodgers is selling the seats right now. And
I
that's
honestly
the
think
scary part.
Packers do a lot in free agency again this year. Just because even though there's a lot of trades and stuff going on, but it doesn't matter because Packers always wait. They always wait. They want the best value for the best player. You know what I mean? They always want the best player for the least amount of money. They're probably gonna cut Preston Smith. Probably do some other stuff like that. Now with a $180 million salary cap, I don't see why they don't go after JJ Watt. Because the defense is what screwed us up from winning that game against Tampa Bay.
Hmm.
Packers scored points. It wasn't even that bad of a game.
Yeah.
I mean, the Packers picked off Tom Brady 3 times,
Yeah, and you still lost the game.
and we still lost the game, and we
That's
didn't
bad.
get one first down after every fucking turnover that we had,
Hmm.
which is embarrassing. So we need more on the defense. And the offense, I mean, they're gonna draft receivers this year. They drafted a quarterback they think for the future. This year they're gonna draft receivers. This year they're gonna focus on the actual offensive team, not just a position. I feel like
Yeah.
they do that a lot. They focus on a position that they really need. They go all in on it, and then like, oh, what about now? Like, what do we got left? You know what I mean? Oh, we have Devontae Adams. We're chilling. We're
Yeah.
fine. We'll
Oh,
just
we
throw him
have.
the ball.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like you think now in the running back game too. I was just looking. All of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers running backs were all coming up on free agency,
Mm-hmm.
but like one. You had
Yeah.
everybody was coming up.
Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones.
So now you
LaShawn
question
McCoy.
LaShawn McCoy at this point. That dude just needs to retire.
What happened to Shady McCoy?
Shady McCoy is sitting on the bench because Shady McCoy is old. But
Shady
hey,
McCoy
let me tell you something,
okay?
all right, bro? Shady McCoy got a ring on this finger, and Shady McCoy got a ring on this finger. And guess what? That motherfucker didn't play a game. He didn't play a snap. He said, give me the ring. That shit is a free. But I think I actually was watching the Pat McAfee show from yesterday, and I fell asleep before they had Shady McCoy come on because they were gonna ask him, like, is it just ride off into the sunset time now? Like, you did it and you just and it's over, or like, what's the deal? But from what I hear right now, the only one that could potentially be coming up on the trading block off of the Buccaneers is Fournette. Mm-hmm. So you're gonna have Fournette, and Aaron Jones, Ronald Jones. If he comes up, if they don't re-sign him, but it sounds like they're gonna re-sign him. So those guys and a couple more that you're gonna have. I mean, the running back, the teams that need a running back are gonna be able to go out and get him if you have the salary cap to do it.
Ronald Jones had literally the longest run play, or like the longest play of the NFL season. He had like a 80-some yard, or no, like a 96-yard touchdown or something like that. Mm-hmm. It was crazy. It was like the longest run of the whole season.
Yeah, so it's gonna be the question, and that's why this salary cap is gonna be so weird, because who is gonna be able to go out and get people? Who's gonna be able to afford to go out and get people? And that is, that's gonna be the question.
Right, so real quick,
and Big that's Ben, the big question. Oh God, what about him?
We gotta talk about Big Ben.
Big Ben needs to fucking retire.
He needs to retire, but he won't. And he's gonna. Here's what I see happening. They're gonna sign a quarterback this year. They're gonna draft a quarterback, right? They're gonna cause the QB controversy drama, right? Big Ben's gonna lose his spot. He's gonna sit on the bench. He's gonna play the poor me card. Oh, boo-hoo, this, that. No one believes in me. No one thinks I'm a quarterback, blah, blah, blah. And then at the end of the year, he'll say his deuces, and that's it. I honestly think that's what's going to happen. I think Big Ben doesn't even play next year.
This is my thing. This is my thing with Big Ben, right? Big Ben could make anything up at this point in time. Okay? You're 38 years old. You're 6'5", 241. Okay. Massive. Okay. You've been playing in the NFL for how many seasons? 16
almost as long
seasons. Okay.
Dude, he was starting when I was in kindergarten.
He could say, I have a pinched nerve in my neck. I'm retiring. And no one would say anything.
Nope.
Nobody. You wouldn't question. Why would you question him? He could come out and say, I got 13 bulge discs in my back. I'm retiring. Is anybody going to question him? No.
I need knee surgery.
So at this point,
my shoulders that didn't heal right or whatever. You know what I mean?
At this point, just retire. What are you gaining? Nothing. Your offensive line is fucking ass. So you're getting hit all the time. I mean,
Juju Smith-Schuster making TikToks in the middle of the field.
Juju Smith-Schuster's making TikToks in the middle. Yeah, like, yeah, literally. Can we talk about that for a minute here? Should we? Hold on, yo. On some real. Let's look at this dude's stats, right? Okay, you ready for this? So Juju Smith-Schuster starts 6 for 69, 7 for 48, 4 for 43, 4 for 28. Okay, 2 for 6, 9 for 85, 7 for 67, 6 for 93, 9 for 77. Yeah, receptions for yards. Okay, that was his run of doing TikToks, right? Mm-hmm. Then he went 4 for 19, 4 receptions for 19 yards against the Browns, Jags.
The Jags.
He went 8 receptions for 37 yards against the Ravens. He went 7 receptions for 28 yards against Washington. He went 6 receptions for 55 against the Bills. He went 3 receptions for 15 yards against the Bengals.
That's what it was when he got bodied
He
that
got
game.
murked. And he learned a lesson. Because his teammates said, Juju, stop dancing, bruh.
Bro, did you see the clip?
Stop Corvetting. You're getting us
Bro, did you see
fucked
the clip
out
where the
here.
Bengals were in the locker room doing the Corvette?
Yeah,
And
they were literally making him look
God.
like a fool. And the thing is that if he's another one of those guys that is just like OBJ. It's all those Antonio Brown. It's all those guys with big mouths. They're young dudes.
Big personalities.
Big
money,
personalities. Big
women.
money. I get it. All right? I get all that shit. But at the end of the day, like, he very well costed his team. Him single-handedly. Because I know, for example, like, perfect, there were multiple teams that came out and said, like the Bills came out and said, if he lays himself out there, we're fucking wrecking him. I mean, we're going to lay him the fuck out.
Like, before the game, they were talking in the tunnel, and he's like, let them be disrespectful and this and that, blah, 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 because they were dancing on the logo against the Bills, and Josh Allen was like, let him be disrespectful, we're just going to go out there and just punch him in the mouth and this and that, and then they just win, just smack them.
And they did, and it was, I don't even know what the score of that game was, but it was 26-15 was the score of that game.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, that game was insanity. Stephon Diggs, 10 for 130. 10 receptions for 130 yards. In a touchdown. 24 for 43 for 230. Like, it's a big thing, but going back to Big Ben, your time is up, man. You're old. Give it up, man. You played well. You've done a hell of a shit. Bro. Yeah, just fucking slash surrender, bro. Just surrender.
Funny.
It's got to be done.
I think it's time where we show that clip for the hockey rink out in Lake Tahoe of Vegas Golden Knights versus the Colorado Avalanche.
Yeah, hold on, let's pull that shit up.
I think it's beautiful. Of course, I'm gonna be at work tomorrow when the Golden Knights play.
Man, we're gonna put that up on the screen for you guys so you guys can see this. Man, that's
beautiful.
That is that's a different breed of things. Like, how are you going to be able to play that? That I was just going to say that. like
that's so beautiful.
Like, how if you're going down and they show that one view from the
goalie perspective?
Down from the goalie perspective. Like, how are you not going to look at that?
How are you not looking at the butterflies?
Like, God look at damn, that is beautiful. I mean, that is a beautiful thing.
The snow on the mountain in the background is just like, that's just like a little cherry on top. That's just unique. Just to be like, wow.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. I'm excited about that. That's 3 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. That is, who plays in that tomorrow? You brought this up to me right before the cast. Golden Knights and who?
And Colorado Avalanche.
Cool.
Which they haven't beat.
That's some cool shit. That's some cool shit. Hopefully it snows. And that would be cool.
What's really interesting is Marc-Andre Fleury has over 1,000 starts in the NHL, or like 1,000 games played, over 1,000, and not one of his wins is in an outdoor stadium. He's never won in an outdoor stadium. He's played multiple times outside too. He played. And he's never won once.
Almost all of the winter. I mean, he's played how many Winter Classics? I mean, he played with the Penguins for how many? Yeah.
A lot.
A lot.
Just a lot. The point is, if you play in over 1,000 games, and not one of those games have you won outdoors, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So he better fucking step it up for the Golden Knights.
And I think he will. Butterflies. I mean, they are.
Well, he has to with Robin Lehner out too. He needs to step it up.
Game, that team is something different, and it's really, really cool. I'll say it from the start. Everything that they did, from when they brought the team out,
and that was
brought the team out with the branding, with the arena, the whole 9 yards thing that they've been doing. all the shows that they do before the games, all
Mm-hmm.
that shit, everything that they've done with the Vegas Golden Knights has been top notch. Top
See, me
notch.
being
That
from
is
Vegas,
super cool shit, man.
and me being from Vegas, everyone literally loves them. Like nobody knew anything about hockey out here in the desert until they came, and the amount of support that they had for
Yeah,
the 1 October shooting that happened over at the Mandalay Bay, and how they just supported the first responders and the people, and they
yeah,
did the monuments and all the stuff for them. Like everyone just like that's what everyone needed at that time, and they
yeah.
just all rallied behind him, and then they win, they win, and they win, and they win, and they win, and they
They
win,
win.
and
Yeah,
go to the Stanley Cup final in the first year ever.
yeah.
Just
Huge.
everyone just fucking just hopped on board. Everyone has their back no matter what.
Yeah,
They've been to the playoffs every single year. Everyone loves Fleury. Everyone loves Leonard. Everyone's gonna
yeah,
back anyone no matter what.
yeah.
So
It's such a cool thing. It's such a cool thing. And if I wasn't from Buffalo, where you have to be diehard Sabres and Bills fans, you can't really, you can't really scoot
yeah,
yourself out.
you get beat up.
It's hard, man. It's hard. But it's what they're doing with the Vegas Golden Knights is really really cool. I think what they're gonna end up doing with the Vegas Raiders is gonna be the same thing. The team may not be quite as good, but the shit that they're gonna do inside that stadium,
hmm
I've seen that stadium from the outside and from the inside in pictures, and I hope to be able to see it in person someday.
Yeah,
But
dude, I drive by it all the
man,
time when I'm going on the freeway on the 15 North.
whew,
I drive by and it's
that
just like
shit
it
is
looks like a
something
giant
different,
spaceship,
man.
dude.
Yeah, that shit is
You
something
drive by
different.
it and you just feel so tiny. It's
And I
just
feel
so good.
terrible too, because to spend all that money that they've spent on that stadium to not be able to have any fans in it with COVID going on, and
Mm,
man, it's a terrible
no
thing.
concerts, no
Terrible,
college football games. Like apparently,
terrible
like
thing.
UNLV was supposed to play some games in there this year, but they didn't. Obviously, there's supposed to be
Yeah,
some concerts and just events going on in there, and we'll see. We'll see
yeah.
how it goes.
That's a terrible
Vegas will get it back together.
terrible
Trust
thing.
me.
Oh, 100%, 100%. It's exciting to see.
Okay, and that's really all I have on my list.
What do you mean that's all you got on your list? We didn't even talk about JJ Watt in depth. We brought him up.
Brought him up.
You're like, I don't even want to talk about that dude anymore. Everybody's talking about that dude.
No one knows but JJ. Just like everyone talked about Tom Brady, and
Yeah,
everyone
no
knew he
one
was
had
gonna
any
stay in
idea.
New England. I thought he wasn't gonna leave. Who the hell
Yeah,
thought Tampa Bay? You know what I mean? But anyway, that's already been gone. The man already went there. The man already won a Super Bowl. The man's
yeah.
already still the GOAT. The man already got a seventh ring. Okay, let's just
Let's
move on, right?
let's just move on. All right,
We know.
we
We
get
know.
it. We get it, Tom. Okay, we get it. All right, we get it.
So
We don't need to talk about it anymore.
if JJ, but Packers has a good selling point. You know what I mean? You got Aaron Rodgers, which is the quarterback. Obviously, you have a good quarterback. You have a decent defense. You know what I mean? Our secondary is kind of a pain in the ass, but you can work on with drafts and free agency, right? They have Zadarius Smith. You got Kenny Clark. You got Burns. You got Jair Alexander, the number one, the number one rated cornerback in the league, right? You have
Yeah,
a young coach. You have a good system, right? You're going back home to Wisconsin where you played college football.
yeah.
Like,
I
what
think
more do you want?
I think it's
You're not in.
unfortunate. I think it's unfortunate because I have a feeling I know where he's gonna end up, and it's gonna make me really upset because it's not Buffalo.
Mhm.
But the the team that has the biggest selling point for him right now is the Browns,
Browns. And then even
because
then, it might even be the
with
Titans too.
with Miles
Well,
Garrett
the
on
Titans
one
were interested.
side, are you gonna double team Miles Garrett or are you gonna double team JJ Watt?
Yep. But what's crazy too is that
You have
JJ Watt was the number one. What's blah blah blah. JJ Watt was the number one double teamed player or defensive player in the whole league. Zadarius Smith on the Packers was number two,
yeah,
right? So even then, if just let's just say JJ Watt gets hurt because he gets hurt all the time, right? Let's say he's not playing. That means that Darius Smith is the number one double team player in the whole league.
yeah,
Miles Garrett being like the third or fourth, which is still very, very close. So the percentages were super close when I saw that
yeah,
stat. So I mean, you got like pick your choice, JJ. You know what you want?
yeah.
You
You're
want to
gonna
be on the
pick,
side of Darius
yeah,
Smith, who's the second most double team player, with a
yeah,
decent secondary once they get that figured out, and then your quarterback's Aaron Rodgers, or do
yeah,
you want Miles Garrett, who's an absolute animal? And obviously, he's going to be double teamed just as much as Darius Smith or even you, and then you have
yeah,
Baker Mayfield. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Who
I mean,
played
and then
amazing this year.
you question the same thing now with everything going on in
The age.
LA with the Rams. Does Aaron Donald not get the fuck out. Because right now, from what it's on, I mean, that team is in shambles now.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want to play there. And there's a lot of
Yeah.
guys you're already hearing they don't want to play there. So if that's also the case, now you look at, okay, well,
Everybody.
maybe do we watch to see where Aaron Donald goes?
So the
Because
problem with this stuff, the whole league right now, is if Deshaun Watson wants to get out, right? He's having a hard time getting out, but he's eventually going to get out. JJ Watt gets to get
the
out.
reason that
Matt Stafford
Deshaun
gets to
Watson
get
is
out.
having trouble getting out is because look at what they traded for Jared Goff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so if that's the case, what is Deshaun Watson worth right now?
So much.
And the salary cap is fucked.
So
like
much.
who is gonna take him? I mean, it's that whole thing, and that was what I talked about more than anything, was that situation with Jared Goff and Stafford and whatever the situation was with that completely fucked the quarterback market for all of 2021, and
Because
even further.
Because any other position isn't nearly as important or expensive as a quarterback. JJ Watt, all the Packers really needed, let's just say the Packers, right? All they needed was like $8 million in salary cap,
Yeah,
and they can get JJ Watt. You're
yeah.
not getting Deshaun Watson for $8 million. Are you
No,
crazy?
not a chance. Especially because, like I said, with the trade value that they put together for Jared Goff now is
So high.
it brings Deshaun Watson's value up, and it brings
Just
everybody else's value up. So
astronomically.
like I said, now you talk all of the salaries. So now you looked at what Patrick Mahomes got paid 2 years ago, right?
500 over
500 million. Okay, Josh Allen is on his way to getting,
a fat contract.
if not more than that. So with that being said, now Jared Goff gets brought in on some crazy trade for whatever reason.
And then
I
Deshaun
still don't
Watson's
know.
in there like, you're
Deshaun
not going to trade
Watson's,
me for more than what you got for Jared Goff?
yeah, you're not gonna
No?
trade. You're gonna go and trade me for a first round and a third round? Yeah, no. Like it's not gonna happen. And that's the thing.
Texans
I
are
think
just
he's
like, holding on by a thread, bro.
yeah. Like I think he's gonna end up staying there. I do, and he's not gonna be happy about it. He's not gonna be happy about it, but
I think after the draft happens, he'll get traded. Once everyone gets their salary cap in order,
yeah,
once they get the draft picks in order, and once they're like, dude, you know what? We have room for Deshaun Watson. Maybe we give him a couple of our draft picks.
yeah,
There you go.
yeah,
We
and
give him next year's draft picks. We give him, that opens up our salary cap for another 100 mil.
and a lot of the conversation too is that from what it sounds like wherever JJ Watt goes is where Richard Sherman is going to go as well. So you're going to help by getting JJ Watt if the salary cap is there. You're going to also help your secondary.
Sherman.
So
Sure.
if you can have both of that, some teams' defense is going to end up being really, really fucking good by the time that it's all done.
And it's going to be someone that we least expect, honestly.
It's going to be somebody with a shit ton of money. It's going to be like the Jags.
Bro, I feel like the Colts are going to be good. I don't want them to be good. I don't
I
really
just
care about the Colts, but I just have a feeling they're going to be pretty good.
I just see the thing is for me is like as long as I don't have to play him twice a year. If I don't have to play him twice a year, I don't give a fuck. Like as long as the Jets, Miami, and New England are no good, I don't care. Like that is that's just the situation at hand. And I'm sure that it's the same way with you with the teams in your division.
The Bears, the Lions, and the Vikings. I don't
As
care.
long as they don't as long as they suck, I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like in our division, you're looking at Miami on the come up, which could be
Tua
huge
looked
this
really
year.
good. Dude, even Joe Burrow and the Bengals, they looked pretty good too before he tore his ACL.
Could be really big.
I wish he didn't, bro. He would have.
Yeah.
He probably would have done something big.
Probably. And I think
people just
he's
say,
I think
wow.
he's still gonna be. He's the rehab process is just gonna have to be really careful with him. They're gonna have to be really, really safe with him. The Patriots are a mess. They're a shitty mess right now.
Shit the bed, bro. Bill Belichick should just retire.
But
Let him have his legacy. Had one bad year without Tom Brady. Everyone will understand.
So let's talk about that for a second before we wrap the show up. If Tom Brady goes on to win the Super Bowl next year,
Stop.
and the year after that, and Bill Belichick goes under 500 the next 2 years, does the dynasty of Bill Belichick fall through the floor?
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
just about put him from being the best head coach in all of the NFL to being absolutely nothing.
Yeah, he'll probably drop down to like the top 5, top 7 maybe. Instantly, right now he's probably top 2, top 3. If you put in the old school guys, the Vince Lombardis, you know what I mean? Those are all those other guys. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He's top 3. But if he loses
Because if Tom Brady truthfully was the guy that was making them ultra successful,
by
that means
himself,
by
technically,
himself, that means that Bill Belichick was nothing to that process.
nope.
Because he
That
brings
means
in
that's all
Cam
he cared
Newton
about
and he
was Tom
sucked.
Brady.
Yeah.
Because the weapons he had, they're awful. All of them were always free agencies, bro. The Patriots wide receivers, you never knew the same name except Julian
No.
Edelman.
And Rob
And maybe
Gronkowski.
Randy Moss and Rob Gronkowski. That's 3 of them out of a span of how many years he's been
Yeah.
on the fucking
Like,
team. And then
God,
in like
how many
in the
years
NFL,
Tom Brady played?
21 years, 22 years. His first start was in like 2000, I think.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Drafted in 2000.
Yeah.
43 years of age.
And then Drew Bledsoe gets hurt, and then there you go, man. Just think about that, man. I think Bill Belichick is gonna have another rough year next year. They're gonna draft a quarterback. He's gonna be a rookie. If he plays bad, it's because he's a rookie. He hasn't been developed to be a quarterback yet. And Bill Belichick is just grasping at straws.
I wonder
And if he doesn't vote,
who are the New England Patriots even looking at as far as a quarterback right now? Has anybody even said?
maybe there's like a mock draft on ESPN or something. What?
You ready for this one? 9 hours ago. You ready? Marcus Mariota will be the Patriots starting quarterback in 2021.
Jeez. Marcus Mariota. I like Marcus, but not enough to put him on the Patriots. He is not built for the Patriots. He's not, bro. That's a little Hawaii boy, man. He cannot handle the cold up there.
Oh, Bill.
Yeah, I went to Oregon where it rains sometimes and it gets like 20 degrees.
Oh, Bill. You were fucked, my man. You were in big trouble.
Bill should head out the door.
He's another one. Him and Big Ben could walk out the door at the same time and nobody would say boo. Nobody would say
Drew
shit.
Brees went that way. Philip Rivers went that way. You know, Larry Fitzgerald went that way.
They know that they're old.
And that's it, bro. Everyone's just kind of like...
Man, look at the way... look at how much more successful fucking Tony Romo is now as a caster than he is as a fucking player.
I cannot stand Tony Romo when he talks in the fucking
There's so many people that says that.
So bad.
There's so many people that say that too because they're like, if he was this smart when he played, he'd be the greatest quarterback of all time. But what,
like he'll literally say on the down, he goes, if I were them, I would. He starts drawing the lines on the screen, and that's exactly what happens.
Yeah, it was
and he's like, I knew it, and like boom, 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 first down. It's like, bruh. But then there's that meme of him crying on the floor with his fucking helmet in his fingers.
Yeah, like,
oh man,
God, it's awful. That's awful, man.
The NFL is really like a drama TV show right now.
It is.
We could talk about this for hours and hours and hours.
It is because there's so much going on, and there's so much going on in like other sports too. And maybe we'll bring it up next week because there's a lot of stuff that's coming up. Something to look forward. I'll talk to you about it off the cast. But the UFC, McGregor Poirier 3
coming up,
which is big. All the new F1 cars are just coming out. That's interesting. It's fun. It's gonna be huge.
Hockey season just started. To be honest,
season's just kicking
over 100
off.
games.
Sabres are 4-7.
Barely in our
play the same teams over and over and over again. That's the one thing that we could spend all day talking about that shit too. About how you play the same teams over and over again. We've played the Capitals 6 times in 11 games. I'm sick of hearing Alexander Ovechkin's name.
The Knights have played the Penguins like 4 or 5 times already, and they haven't lost once.
I can't even deal with it. Like I can't even hear that guy's name anymore. It drives me insane because it's all you like. That's the one thing that's the one thing that's I think is super annoying, is you hear the same. You play the same teams. You play the Islanders. You play the Capitals. You play whatever over and over and over and over and over again. Which it's like I get why they're doing it because just as it happened, Sabres had 2 guys that got COVID. You only shut down one division rather than shut down the whole league. So I get it, but man, there's certain teams that got the shaft because there's a couple of these divisions that are tough, really tough. But
the West is even tough right now with the Golden Knights in it, the Capitals.
yeah,
Capitals, the Avalanche. Like it's tough, man.
Central's
Knights
tough.
haven't beat them yet.
With the Panthers at 10-2, Blackhawks at 9-5, 10-3, 10-3.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got the Maple Leafs at 13-3.
See what I think is going to be different
Golden
about
Knights,
this show,
Blues.
to be honest, is like we're not here to like ratings or like to try and get the impressions all the time. You know what I mean? Like we don't just say like random obvious shit or like try and like lead people on. We just straight up just talk about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I don't
we talk about our feelings right here. I don't care. I hate fucking Tony Romo as a caster. I'm not gonna get fined for saying that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, and that's the big thing.
If I tell Tony Romo to wipe my ass, I'm not gonna get in trouble.
that's
the
best part about it, bro. They say some shit like that on ESPN. You gotta go. You gotta go. Yep. You gotta go. You can't stay here.
Last thing I need to show you, which is so funny.
Oh shit.
Before we gotta end it on this one.
Shit. Yeah, it's just it's one of those things, man. When you get shows like this where you can just give straight fucking shit and not give a fuck, like that's the best part of it.
Hold on, dude. There's this funny thing. So apparently Troy Aikmen and Joe Buck, they admitted of drinking tequila while casting games.
No way.
Yep. So there's this this guy like retweeted it. This is what I gotta show you, bro. It's so funny. You gotta show this to the boys. I'm saying it to you right now. Alright, I sent it to you.
Man, I still can't get over that fucking Lake Tahoe game that's gonna go down tomorrow.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Crazy. You don't say.
And just go through the pictures.
Just go through the pictures?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Show that, please.
Holy shit.
Bro, they look
zooted. How is that like never came up though? You know what I mean? Like how has nobody ever said
all the time?
That's so crazy.
So funny.
That's so crazy that nobody has ever said anything about that. Like it seems like that would be obvious. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but no one.
Damn.
They're not gonna get in trouble for it. You know what I mean?
Well, I think it's the same type of thing. Once you're fucking 20-year in, like, are they really gonna kick you out?
Like if you want some tequila, you know, just sip with the
gonna,
boys while you're just calling some football on commercial break.
Yeah,
you know, you got 60 seconds to shoot 3-4 shots.
I tell you, that's one thing that I hope that we get to do at some point in time is like fucking Nick Merckx and Tim the Tatman get to do. I would love to cast some hockey games or cast some fucking football games and shit. That would be sick. Because I don't know what the rules are behind that shit. But I'd love to do that shit.
Dude, that third picture is so funny. That third and fourth picture with those guys look gone, bro. Just look at Troy Aikman, bro. That man is just having the time of his life.
That's bad, man.
And this is pregame, bro.
I feel like they upped the sharpness of some of these pictures though. Like that picture in specific, it looks like they upped the sharpness of it because
the third one,
they look way more like unnatural in the second and third picture than they do in like the first and fourth.
Yeah, well, these are probably old too. You gotta think these could be back a long time ago.
Some of these look like the fourth picture. You can see the
fourth.
The logo.
Yeah, he looks young, way younger in the fourth picture.
You can see the logo up in the top left too. It looks old. And this couldn't have been last year either because they all have fans in the stands.
Yeah, true. Especially that fucking Lambo game, dude. Do you see that?
Yeah, holy shit, man. That's
Bills
bad.
Mafia who?
Yeah, alright, bro. I don't even want to fucking hear it. I don't even want to hear it from you, bro. Tell me when you start jumping through flaming tables, alright? Ain't none of your fucking cheese heads will
That's funny,
fucking
bro.
melt when they
Nah,
go
bro, our
jumping through
cheese will
tables.
melt, dude. We don't
Yeah,
want that.
exactly, right, exactly.
Put
Talk
on
to
the
me when
chili
you
dog.
start jumping through flaming tables, bro. Covering fucking dudes in ketchup and mustard. Yeah, exactly.
Talk to me when you have Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback.
What do I need fucking old ass Aaron Rodgers for when I got fucking Josh Allen, bro? Come on now. Jesus.
Funny. All right.
Jesus. Wrap it
That's
up,
it.
bro. Take us home. Take us
All
home.
right. Thank you for watching our first ever episode of Cuban Theory featuring Day One Nate. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be fun, bro. I really think so.
It's gonna be fun. Yeah, there's gonna
I
be
think it's gonna be cool. I
there's
think
gonna
we're
be a
gonna
lot
do
of
it
shit.
right. So
For sure, for sure.
thank you for tuning in.
Later.